see, you should be on it here.
I'll check the stream.
All right.
Oh,
It'll pop up on that.
I should check.
It said it'll be live.
All right. Yeah, we on.
All right.
Yeah, we live.
All reside.
All right. Hey, shalom, Mikey.
Shalom.
All right. You know, we the brothers here from GMSATLANTA Church. You know, coming back again with another lesson through the spirit and power of
Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Rakah, Kodash.
All right. All praise to Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well and push out this word at a high frequency. Peace and salutation to the elect laboring around the earth, giving all diligence to make their calling of election sure, man. And this is you know, we was talking in the spirit, and basically, man, you know, we're gonna put it out there, man, to you brothers that's on the comment boards and that's you know, watching the videos. Man, you're supposed to be utilizing this time frame to get down to the camp, man. You know, you're supposed to be taking advantage of this grace period and giving it all you got to make sure that you seal for salvation, man. You know, doing this thing in the right spirit. All right. You know, because hey, man, the Most High, he's getting ready to shut down this whole thing, man. He's about to shut down America. All right. It's gonna be a famine of the word. The camps are no longer gonna be out there. So you want to take advantage of this time, man. You know, don't be one of those brothers that's just been watching Great Millstone videos for 2 and 3 years, 4 years, and you hadn't came down to the camp to fellowship and become a part of this ministry, man. You know, especially if this truth resonate in you, man. You know, so you take advantage of this time, man. And I say this too before we get these precepts. Apostle Tahar put an order out there, you know, through the spirit. To the brothers that ain't out teaching, or if you in the city, you know, to where it's one, it's not a camp in your city, and you can't go out and teach. You're supposed to be taking a trip to the nearest camp, man, once a month. And that was an order that was put out there by Apostle Tahar, man. You know, so that's what need to happen, man. So if brothers can get that Galatians 2 and 21, Baba Kashab.
This is Galatians chapter 2, verse 21. I do not frustrate the grace of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
For if righteousness come by the law, then Yahushua Mashiach is dead.
So the point that I wanted to get out of there is what? Said I do not frustrate the grace of the Most High, man. All right. So when you in this thing and you watching these videos and you studying and you praying to Yahweh by Shema Shah, you also supposed to be going down to the camps, man. All right, visiting the prophets and the brothers, man, and not postponing, thinking that you're not required to do this labor either. Every day there's a job for each and every individual, man. All right, brothers can find something for you to do, man. It's always something to do in this ministry, man. So you don't frustrate the grace of the Lord, man. Take advantage of it, man. You know, utilize this grace period to come down to the camp and get salvation. And stop, you know, on the comment board, shalom, you know, the water for the edification. Now, don't get me wrong. We appreciate, you know, and we happy that brothers get edified in the spirit. You know, that's what we want. But we also want laborers too, man. We want brothers that's going to get out here and put their best foot forward to get this word out, man. So, read that again, Kasha Prabhu. And then Baba Kushai. And then somebody get that Ecclesiastes 12, Baba Kushai. You know, go ahead, bro.
This is Galatians chapter 2, verse 21. I do not frustrate the grace of the Most High.
Go ahead.
For if righteousness come by the law, then Yahushua Mashiach is dead in vain.
That's right. It say if righteousness come by the law, then Yahushua is vain. So if Yahushua came and he presented himself that living sacrifice to redeem back the elect of the nation of Israel, then that means you're gonna have to make a sacrifice too, man.
That's right.
You know, because what Yahushua did was not vain, man. All right. And you're not gonna get by thinking that, okay, well, I'm growing my beard and I ain't lining myself up and I stop eating pork and shrimp and crabs, then I'm good. Right. Nah, you ain't justified by that, man. Your justification is in Yahweh Shema Shah, and he requires us, because of his sacrifice, to get down here and work. You know? Look, okay, so somebody can get that Ecclesiastes 12. And if y'all brothers want to chime in, okay, come. You know,
I got it.
go ahead, Al.
All right, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth.
Yeah, see the scripture say, remember now the creator in the days of thy youth, man. All right. This is the time that the Most High established to turn back to him, man. All right. Because it was one point in time when we was here in America in captivity that we couldn't repent. We couldn't turn back because it wasn't open to us yet. The name wasn't revealed to us yet. All right. So the Most High at one particular time had closed everybody off. So now that he's opened it back up, you're supposed to take advantage of it and turn at this period, man. This ain't a period to try to seek a rap career or a music career, or you still got some kind of property or investment in America and you can't let it go, man. All right. You better let that shit go and get down to your nearest camp once a month. That was an order that was put out there by Apostle Tahar. And the other apostles and elders, they stamped that order, man. As in the order of doing what? 3 videos a week and linking up once a week. That's an order that was put out there. And also Apostle Tahar said that brothership, if they out teaching by themselves, go link up with the nearest camp once a month. Or if you're not close to a camp and you're not teaching, you know, go down to one of the main camps.
Yeah. Under them options, you know. Because at the end of the day, we laboring for a purpose, man. All the scriptures speak about the kingdom of heaven and all these different things, the glory, but it takes the labor to enter into that glory, man. And the disciples knew that, the prophets knew that, all these different men that's written in the scriptures, that they knew that, the men of the Lord, and they knew that they had to, had a task to push for. That's why Paul reckons this truth unto, or likens it unto a race, a marathon, man. But you gotta, you gonna put the scripture there?
And like I said, whenever the spirit hits y'all, brother, because what we trying to do, we trying to reach out and compel the somebody get me get Matthew 23:9. Hey, Shalom too. Y'all should shout about the Shalom, brother. Yeah. And go continue where you was at. All
right, this is Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now that creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not.
Go ahead.
Nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in it.
Yeah, the scriptures say, before the evil days draw not, you're supposed to be turning back to the Lord. Before the days come where it said, I have no pleasure in these days. All right. You don't want to sit up there and be trying to open up. Now you're going to open up camp as martial law did. You want to try to open up camp at the last minute, making a sign and stuff, talking about you about to go teach Israel. Because you scared now. This the time you should have been at these camps, man. If you've been knowing this thing for 7, 8 months, a year, 2 years, man, you're supposed to be presenting yourself before these camps. And then I'm gonna say this: when you come down to the camps, keep your mouth closed.
Yes.
And when I say keep your mouth closed, don't come down there trying to match firepower with the brotherhood, man. Come in the spirit. Come quiet. Come humble as a sheep, man. Soak in the word. Ask sensitive questions before the camp. If the spirit allows it, and then get out of there. Get right, man. Israel got to grow up, man. Like the elders from Dallas were saying, man. Israel got to grow up. There's all kind of prophecies happen. There's all kind of events that's about to take place. The signs are clear, man, that this is the truth. And Jake's still tiptoeing around this thing, man.
And the bullshit with Jake, too, is Jake knows that it's a wicked establishment above them, man. They know about the Illuminati. They know about how you got to sell your soul to be a part of the system. But they still don't want to break free from it, That's how you know our people are basically hypocrites, man. And they see us constantly going out to the highways and byways and pushing this truth. These people know what Israelites is, man. This ain't no underground movement, so to speak. We that beacon of light that projects our energy on these highways and byways in the marketplace. Throughout these videos, you'll see, we were talking about that earlier, how to be thousands of views certain videos,
Yep.
But these same individuals, some of them probably live in your county, some of them in your city, you know, probably the next county over, but they still don't take the initiative to come and, you know, partake in this labor, man.
Yep.
And of course, everybody's not a prophet. We're not saying that, you know, but the scriptures say first, you know, apostles, and you got prophets, you got teachers, you got ministers, helps. Joseph of Arimathea, he wasn't a prophet, but he partook in the ministry. Yeah.
Hey, the most high got a position for you, man. You know, you just gotta come and present yourself before the Lord so that He can use you. A sacrifice is what has no. A sacrifice has no power. All right. So when you come down to the camp and you sacrifice yourself to the Lord, the Spirit of the Lord actually takes over your spirit and causes you to do what He needs done. But you got to come present yourself. You got to be the sacrifice, man.
If I can add real quick, you don't know your position until you start the work. You got to start the job first. You got to start actually doing something first. You know, you got to figure out where you fit in it. But if you don't ever start the work or you know, present yourself before the brothers or before the camp and get edified, and like the scripture talks about the presbytery and the laying on of the hands, man. You know, when you come before the brothers, that's like a spiritual altar, and we're all priests in the spirit. You know, so when you're doing that and you do come before these camps, you know, and you're humble and you take heed and you don't, you know, go off and nothing like that, but you're coming in a sincere spirit, the Lord can give you a spiritual blessing. You know, from you doing that, you know, you can find out, you know, because you might not necessarily be a brother that comes in and actually is out there on the battlefield, so to speak, but you may be able to come out and learn, and you might offer whatever the Spirit has made you abundant in.
Yeah.
You know, but you don't ever know unless you start, man. You can't sit behind the keyboard and thinking, yeah, you know, I'm on the 1/3. Hey, man, you got the 144,000 waiting to do this thing, man.
And that's neglecting the gift that's in you. You know, because if you're negligent, you're not even, you know, taking time to even reach your potential. You're just neglecting the gift, you know. You're not taking time to really key in or hone in, develop, you know, practice or train. You know, the Most High gives each and every individual a gift, man. First, the Spirit actually comes to you to hear these words, and then, like it says, we believe, so we speak. You got these individuals that speak about these things. They actually utter out their mouth that they know that this is the truth. So if you know this is the truth, then you got to actually take action in this thing, man.
Hey, I got this brother, the brother GMS, I Hate My Life, said when you see a help wanted sign in front of a business, you don't know what they need from you exactly. All right. So, hey, man, the Most High is calling laborers to this thing. The Lord ain't calling cheerleaders, man. Men that just want to watch the videos and thumbs up it and leave comments, man. The Lord ain't looking for that. He's looking for laborers, man. He's looking for men that's gonna get in the trenches and help bring in the elect. So and then I'm gonna tell you this: whenever the Most High put an order out there, man, you men better respect that order. Take heed to that order, man. Hey, shalom, man. Hey, shalom. You know, take heed to that order that get put out there in the spirit, man. If he say do 3, if Apostle Hart through the Spirit say do 3 videos a week, do 3 videos. If he tell you to get down to the nearest camp once a month, men remember what they want to remember, and they want to cast out what they don't want to remember, man. You know, they want to put behind them. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, somebody do me a favor, Pastor Paula, go back to that Galatians 2:21 and look at the word frustrate right there.
I know the word frustrate means to set aside.
Yep, see? It means, and it's some more good stuff in there too, but it means to set aside. You know, so when you can't set aside, I'm gonna stop doing Christmas and Thanksgiving. I'm gonna grow a beard and I'm gonna stop eating pork. I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna set aside going down to the camp. I don't have to do that, but they have to do that. I just watch. No, man. Well, that'll get you put to death, man. That'll get you put to death, man. Especially in these times, man. Yahweh Shai ain't playing, man. You know, the Lord said in Job, he said, the Lord speak once, yet twice, yet man perceive it not, man. That's right. A lot of these orders that get put out through the Spirit might not necessarily be for the men that's in the camp. Men Men that's a part of that elect that's playing, man. You know.
I got that word for you.
Go ahead, Al.
This is the word frustrate. In the Greek, it's arthateo, and it means to do away with, to set aside.
See, go ahead.
Disregard.
Disregard, man. All right. So when you disregard the grace, that means you ain't utilizing this time frame to felt it. Don't somebody give me Hebrews 10:25. Don't the scripture say, as you see the day approaching?
Yep.
You supposed to be exhorting. You supposed to be soaking in the spirit. You supposed to be around the brother so that the Most High can jump. The spirit can jump on the brother to tell you a specific message. But if you ain't around, man, you gonna get caught out there.
Yep.
You know, bring some more on that definition. Then get that Hebrews 10, and I'm gonna throw it back to y'all, bro.
All right. It says to reject, to refuse, to slight.
Yep. To reject, to refuse. Did not the Lord say, because thou hast refused me, I will refuse you?
Yeah.
Or no, say, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will reject thee.
Then it say, they talk about in Proverbs. They say, I have called, but they have refused.
That's the spirit right there.
Yeah.
This is Proverbs chapter 1. I'll start at 24. Because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded.
Yeah, so when we are in these camps, man, you know, teaching this word, and we are sending out that spiritual bait, you know, we're giving you your unction, you know, your divine calling, but you got men out here that refuse to take that calling and come before the altar, man, and come before the brothers, you know, that don't take time to take heed to the words of the Lord.
Yep.
Some scripture says, because I have called and they have refused. Yep. Right? If you refuse or you disregard or you frustrate the grace you've been given, go ahead.
Come on. It says, verse 20, I'll read 24 again. Because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded, but ye have set at naught all my counsel and would none of my reproof.
Hey, if I can say one thing real quick too, this is the counsel of the Lord. It said you said it not the counsel, man. You know, this is the counsel. Like the scriptures tell you in Acts the 20th chapter, the Apostle Paul said, I have not shunned to declare unto you the full counsel of the Most High, man. So when you just watching these videos, now don't get me wrong, that's a part of growing. You got to start out watching the videos and growing your beard and cutting certain things out before you can present yourself.
Right.
You know, but if you've been doing this for a number of months or a number of years and you still ain't got that fire on you to get down to the camp, the time is now, man.
Sure.
All right. Don't sit up there and think you're gonna have 1 year to 2 years, man. All right. This that 11th hour, man. Through the spirit, man. This that 11th hour. You better get your butts in here. You know, so the Most High can take that gift and give it to somebody else. You know, get down to the camp, and when you get down to the camp, you come in the right spirit. Right. You just come as a sheep. Yeah. Come humbly, come bending unto the Lord, man. Low, be quiet, soak in the spirit, take notes. Brothers should have their apocryphas and their Bibles out, following whichever camp you're going to, whether you in LA, whether you in Washington State, whether you in Canada, all right, whether you in Des Moines, out there in Iowa, whether you in Florida, one of the Florida camps or the main camp up in New York, you know, out in Dallas, Houston, whichever camp you go to, man, go in the right spirit. You know? Go ahead.
Yes, I can continue. It's a lot. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 25. But ye have set at naught all my counsel and would none of my reproof. Verse 26. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh.
Yeah, so if you're not doing what the Lord has required of you to do, knowing the right thing to do, right? Because it talks about knowing the right thing and not doing it as evil. So if you don't do that, you're going to be caught up in the same calamities the rest of these people are going to be caught up in.
Oh, and that's why scripture say better to see that you know, basically don't know the truth than him that knows the truth and basically doesn't do anything with it, man.
Yeah.
You know, what's the point of having wisdom if you're not utilizing it?
Yeah.
What's the point of actually even knowing these scriptures and absorbing this information if you're not going to tell anybody? That's the purpose of the gospel. When you get the gift, you make it public, man. You go to the marketplace and you speak it to the rooftops, so to speak. I got to speak about that.
So Matthew 22:9, go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage.
Yeah, like right now, we in the internet highway, so to speak. You know, that's why we pushing the truth and we projecting it through the cyber way of doing it. But you got to actually take action and go to the public, man, to the marketplaces, man. You know, in season, out of season, you got to keep the tradition of the prophets. The prophets went to the marketplaces. When Jeremiah and Isaiah and these different men of the Lord, when they were prophesying against those different kingdoms, they wasn't in the house. They was going to the forefront and into the midst of the people prophesying. That's why with certain instances where riots broke out during the time of Paul, you had what was it, like the centurions, the officers, so to speak, to lock them up in certain situations. And after they would get locked up, they would get out and keep pushing the work, man. And rejoice.
That's right.
So this is the time, this is the high time to wake out of sleep and put in this work, man. You know? And a lot of times the majority of Jakes that be listening to this truth, they live in the metropolitan area, man. You can't say that you don't know where the cheap place of concourse is.
Hey, I'm gonna hit you with this. There's a lot of videos out here where we got thousands of views on these videos. We got hundreds and thousands of thumbs up and comments saying, "Hey, shalom," and we know you got, but where y'all at? You know, y'all you still trying to hold on to something in the world, man. Hey, the Lord say, "Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord," man. You know. And if I could, did you have more on that Proverbs 1? Oh, you wanted to make a point there. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you reread that precept?
Matthew 22:9, go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage.
Okay, and then I wanted to bring out this because, you know, Yahushua is the king, and he made a specific commandment. The brother Atazalon said that Apostle Tahar came out with a decree to if you're 2 hours or whatever away from a camp and you don't have, you know, you're not ready to set up a camp, go visit that camp closest to you once a month. That's coming from the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And so this is 1 Ezra chapter 4 verse 3. But yet the king is more mighty. Okay, for he is Lord of all things and hath dominion over them. And whatsoever he commanded them, they do. So ultimately, Apostle Har is getting that revelation he's getting is from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and then he relinquishes it and disperses it out unto us. So you're supposed to keep that. That is a commandment. If the decree came down for you to go visit a camp once a month and you don't do it, it's not you disobeying Apostle Tahar. You're disobeying the order that came from bro. That came from Yahushua.
And that's the importance of this thing, man. You know, there's no exemptions. All right. Whenever the Most High speaks, especially through the head man, through the king, all right, you gotta follow that commandment. You can't sleep on the fact that you gotta do 3 videos a week. You can't sleep on that fact. Then you gotta recognize, man, I ain't been doing my videos. And check yourself. All right. If you know you ain't been linking up with brothers once a week, and you know internally if you've been doing it or not. If you ain't been doing that, you gotta check it, man. You know, don't just you gotta hold yourself to the whole deal, man. All right, the whole deal, man. You know, go ahead, Barzal.
This is Acts 4, and I'll start at 31. And when they had prayed, the place was shaken where they were assembled together, and they were all filled with the Holy Spirit, and they spake the word of the Most High with boldness. And the multitude of them that believed were of one heart and of one soul. Neither said any of them that aught of this thing which he possessed was his own, but they had all things common. And with great power gave the apostles witness of the resurrection of the Lord Yahushua, and great grace was upon them all.
Hey, if I could say this thing too, these camps become more powerful when it's more members of the elect in it.
Yeah.
All right, because the Most High can magnify His power through the collective unit.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, if you want to see the power of the Lord, you gotta. Hey, in the Power Rangers, they are in order for them to maximize that main vehicle, they all had to put their power together.
That's right.
To reach another level of power.
Yep.
So that's the same thing in this faith, man. If this truth is resonating in your spirit, and you feel like the apostles and the elders are the teachers of great millstones, or are the leaders that was sent by Yahweh Shai, and you believe that in your spirit, and you a man, you need to be getting down to the camp, man.
Right. And you're supposed to add to it, you know. That's why, you know, the scriptures speak about that, you know, a man that heareth the word and basically it please him, he's going to add to it. Now that can go spiritually, like hearing and adding with just an oral comment, so to speak, but more so really partaking in that labor, man. Picking up the same axe or whatever tool this brother is laboring with, and you partaking because you know that he's hunting for gold just as much as you crave it, man. We all read these things, and we all know of the kingdom of heaven, but it's certain men that's actually striving to get to that point, and certain men that's not. And I'm gonna go back to this point because I'm gonna jump. But the main thing I want to express in this particular scripture is how when you know, Peter them pushed out a decree for you know, whatever substance that the men and the women in the book of Acts, whatever substance they have to give it up. You know, that was law at that time, and certain people, they didn't want to do that, and it came a judgment.
But I'm gonna jump down. It says, verse 37, having land, sold it, and brought the money and laid it at the apostles' feet. But a certain man named Ananias with Sapphira, his wife, sold a possession and kept back part of the price. His wife also being privy to it, and brought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet. But Peter said, Ananias, why hath Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Spirit and to keep back part of the price of the land?
See, that was a nigga, man.
Yeah.
You know, here it is, everybody, you know, they had the faith and they kept the decree of the king at that time, which was Peter. Because Yahushua was going, so he sat at the seat of Yahushua to push out different decrees and orders in the churches and for men to do certain things. And you had this dude, Ananias, who just didn't listen to the command. And he gave a piece of it, but he didn't do the full commandment, so he broke the law.
Right.
And this is going to be judgment. Says, why has Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Spirit and to keep back part of the price of the land? While it remained, was it not thine own? And after it was sold, was it not in thine own power?
We took the whole land from you. You know what I'm saying? That's like, I just want to say, you know, when you read that scripture, what Peter was saying was not, I mean, it was their own land. Mm-hmm. It was still their property. It was just that, you know, whatever that they had got from it, it was supposed to be given into the ministry. So you got to give your all in this thing. You can't be halfway in the world, halfway in the truth. Like how I said, you can't be friends of you can't be friends of the world and mammon, and then think you're gonna serve the Lord. You got to choose your masters. You know, and that's what Ananias and Sapphira was doing here. You know, it was still their own, but they wanted to you know,
they wanted
try to hold some here. Yeah,
they were trying to make a cap, man.
Yeah,
that's a nigga for you. That's why Jake don't put it full sacrifice, because they want to put pieces of their time into the world. You know?
Yeah. No, you gotta be fully open to the Lord, man, to this ministry. All right. When you see, especially you see brothers that's been in this thing and they've been going hard for a number of years, and you can see a sincere spirit in that man, you better follow the spirit. You know, you better follow the spirit, man. When the Most High send, or Yahweh Shai send certain decrees out, even because you got certain camps, they got their own orders too.
Yep.
You know, you got to follow them things, man. You can't. It ain't no what. I'm gonna hold myself to all this except that. because it's inconvenient. Nah, man. This is a ministry. It's forever. You know what you thinking about, man? You're gonna be doing what we doing here. Israel gonna do this forever. So what you waiting on? Yeah, what you playing with? You gotta go ahead and make your mind up, man. You know what you want to do. You know, do you still want to figure out if you can graduate? You know, or do you want to get down to the camp, man? You want to figure out if you could cash out on your 401k or open up this business and by 2022? You better get your mind together, man. You know? Yeah, brother.
All right. Why hast thou conceived this thing in thine heart? Thou hast not lied unto men, but unto the Most High.
Yeah. You gonna say something, right?
Yeah, see, he lied. You didn't lie to me. You lied to the Lord.
Trying to trick the Lord.
You trying to trick the Lord. You can't get over on the Lord. You know. So and like some men can, you know, they'll come in truth and be there for longer, have more to give. Guess what? They got to give their whole portion.
Yep.
You see. And then you have some men that maybe ain't been in but a year. He got to give his portion. Of course, he don't have as much as the other man, but he got to still give it in.
That's right.
You know?
And if you sit up there knowing his word,
yeah,
and you know, postponing on coming down to the camp, man, that's a problem.
That's trading the talent. That's not being about the Father's business. That's right. They ain't trying to trade talent. It's like Rob said. Yeah, come on.
I have a precept from brother off the comment board.
All right, come on, bring that out there and get some more blood out.
This is from the brother GMS Winnipeg Prophet.
Hey, shalom to you.
This is Ezekiel 33 and 31. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them.
Yeah, they're good with the audience, man. That's what Jake is. Jake is good with the audience, man. You know, being in the midst, so to speak, holding up signs, so to speak, and cheering. But when it comes time to actually work it, they don't want to do that.
That's right.
You know, majority of the people that critique the professionals is the ones that's in the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, LeBron shouldn't have did it like that.
Right.
Like, what about you?
Person never played before.
The people that don't even ball, they don't know a damn thing about performance, but they got everything to say in the background.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of. Well, I'm gonna say too. That's like these. That's barbershop talk.
Yeah.
You know, cheerleading and putting up pieces. All that's for the women, man. So you got a woman's spirit on you. Just gonna continue just to do that, and you don't want to actually step your 2 feet forward, get your 10 toes down, and it's work, man.
Yeah, and that's
effeminate, man.
Yeah, and that's some bullshit. Just to be quite frank and honest, man. That's some straight up bullshit, man. Yeah, it is. You want salvation, you want spiritual power, you want the Lord to bust the sky open. You know, you want him to transfigure you, put you in a new body, give you the kingdom of heaven. But you don't want to come down to the camp. You don't want to do nothing on that. That's Jake's fault, man. That's the same thing. That's the same reason why our butts got put in captivity, because we didn't hold ourselves to the other end of the covenant.
That's right.
So don't do this again, man. Because the Most High brings judgment, man. You know, if the Spirit is on you, you know, if the Spirit is on you, because the Spirit be on men, man. But they forsake their calling, man. And the Most High take that Spirit.
Yeah, you gotta get that courage, man. Because you know, it does take a lot of courage, you know, coming out to the camp, presenting yourself, because you ultimately, like the brother was going into, you presenting yourself, you know, amongst the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and we were all that way. We all used to watch videos, you know, for a certain amount of time, and then, you know, we all kind of felt that conviction, you know, man, I didn't bring my ass to camp, you know, but we all felt that. And we all know how it is to be on the other side. You know, it takes a lot of courage to come up to the camp, but you got to shake that off and just do it, man, because we're at the times where, you know, like the brother's going into, you could basically lose your call. So which one you going to do?
I got a quick piece.
Yeah.
Can you read what that brother had brought out again?
I'm going to read all the way through. So.
Oh, yeah.
This is Ezekiel 33 and 31. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, And they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness.
And I have a quick precept to that. This is Romans 2, verse 13. For not the hearers of the law are just before the Most High, but the doers of the law shall be justified. So just because you heard this, just because you on the comment board doing your little, saying your little 2 cents and not coming out, doesn't mean you're justified. But if you come out and stand before the altar, like the brother Gamal beautifully brought out, and stand before the altar and present yourself as a sacrifice, then you're doing it. Then that's when you start being justified for it. So that's all.
Well, then you have certain people that jump up and say you're not saved through works, you're saved by grace. Of course you're saved by grace, but scriptures speak about grace, faith, and works. All these different things have to be in you. That's the combined ingredients, so to speak. You can't have grace and then not, put it in action. Because the grace period is just a period, of mercy. And with that period of mercy, you have to actually do certain things to fulfill that grace period. Like if you own something, you owe a debt, they'll give you a grace period. All right, it may give you 4 or 5 months. That don't mean you don't pay off that debt. You have to make good by that debt to break even.
That's right.
If not, then you'll be punished. You might suffer conviction, so to speak. If you're on probation or something like that. Or if you don't pay for your property, whether it's a house or a car, they're gonna confiscate your goods.
That's right.
Repo.
Possession.
You get that bald head devil, come and got that repossession car.
Let's go home and drink Pepsi.
Talk shit about that.
And I say this too, and then we're gonna get some precepts from the brothers. Just the slogan for this year alone should provoke your butt to get to the camp, man. The year of prophecy.
Right.
This thing gonna jump off, man. There's no need to be waiting around, man. If you're a man, if you're a man and you receive this word through the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and you've been watching these videos for some time, man, get to the camp, man. All right. The Most High know what He can do with you, man. And you got to come in order. Come in order, man. Because this thing about to elevate, man. This thing about to take off, man. It ain't no waiting around, man. Either you gonna get in there, or you ain't, man. It ain't time to be playing, man. The Most High is stepping the bar up in the spirit, man. He's stepping the bar up for an Israelite, and not only an Israelite, even a man in GMS, the bar gonna be higher. So you better get out there, man, and present yourself. Come out to these camps and build and present yourself before the Lord before that door shut, man. Before it's shut and sealed, man. Hey, real quick, matter of fact, you gotta get that precept, and then we're gonna get Romans 12.
This is from the comment board from GMS. Contrition is key. This is Ecclesiastic is 5 and 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day.
Yeah, the scripture say, make no tarrying to turn from the Lord. Meaning what? Waiting around. The word tarry means to wait or to postpone. All right. Why you postponing to serve the Lord, man? This is a service. Like, you literally have to do what the Lord tell you to do in order to be considered a servant, man. You're not a servant of the Lord behind the scenes. You ain't doing nothing. You're not a servant of the Lord just because you're growing a beard. You got Muslims that got beards. That don't make you a servant. The servant is doing the actual job that He told you to do. You just go to the highways and byways and push this word, man.
Well, I can add real quick. The servant is the one that's doing the will of Yahweh via Yahweh Shai. Because that's what Yahweh Shai said. Yahweh Shai said, He said, my mother and my brothers are them that do the will of the Most High.
That's right.
Keeping the commandments is one level. That's the entry level. You start doing things that show that you were Israelite. But you got to do more than just appear Israelite on the outside. The wicked scribes and Pharisees appeared to be, they appear righteous on the outside, but on the inside, they rejected the words of Yahweh Shai. They rejected the wisdom and the understanding. So therefore, they were as wide sepulchres as Yahweh Shai said. You know, he said on the inside was dead men's bones, meaning you don't have that light. So in order to get the light, you got to receive the light. You got to receive the understanding. You know, you got to put yourself. You got to put yourself out there to be a beacon of light.
That's right. That could, hey, and somebody hold that too. In Matthew 5, know we hold the hell of precepts. But let's let these precepts, let's let these precepts roll, man. You know, they get. Did you have more on that, Yadai? Go ahead.
And put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth.
Go ahead.
And in thy security thou shalt be destroyed.
See, so don't let that be you, man. All right, especially if you receive this truth, man. And you've been, you know, I bet his brothers out there been knowing this truth 2, 3 years, 4 years, and ain't coming out to these camps, man. These videos get a lot of views. You know, these videos get a lot of views and a lot of thumbs ups and a lot of comments, but y'all ain't there, man. Don't leave your brothers out there on that battlefield by themselves, man. You get out there and you help them further this gospel, man. All right, go ahead and give what you got.
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead.
And perish in the day of vengeance.
That's right. And your ass perish in the day of vengeance because you putting it off from day to day. You don't. That's just because you know you an Israelite don't mean that you turn to the Lord, man.
Right.
It's more than that, man. It's an actual path you got to take. Every brother in this room is taking that path right now, man. The apostles and elders been on that path for decades, man.
And that's the condition of difficulty. That's that straight gate that the Lord spoke about in Matthew. And each and every man has to take that path in order to enter into the greatness. That's why I say you can't enter into the bride unless you go through the straight first, man. It tells you that in essence. So we all have to march through the hell, so to speak, and we got to push this truth, no matter what type of hell comes with it, man. You know, James did it, John did it, Yahweh Shai did it first and foremost. John the Baptist, all these different disciples, they pushed the ministry as far as they could until death, man. How much more us that have the internet, that have cars, all right, vehicles and different things like that, transportation, martyr cars, so to speak. You know, to go 30, 40 minutes, you know, to the city or whatnot, whatever cheap place the brothers is at, you know, and stand out there for 3, 4 hours, 5 hours. Scripture speak about how the men of the Lord rose up beat times, man. You got some more?
It just expounds to that, brother. Even Paul, when you read about when that boy fell off the third
when he fell out the window.
Yeah, the window. Remember how long he was out there. You know what I'm saying? He was out there serving the Lord for all day and all night. I just got the word serve. It's from late 12th century, to render habitual obedience to.
See that? It says obedience. You're not obedient just because you grow your beard, man. You're not obedient just because you stop eating pork, you stop celebrating Christmas, and you stop eating shrimp, crab, and lobster, and you stop going to the club. You're not obedient. All right? The only way you're obedient if you do all of those things plus the actual service of it, man. All right? That's just the uniform of it. Like when you go to a job and they give you a uniform,
right?
You got to put the uniform on. You can't put the uniform on and not go to the job.
I think you're getting paid for just because you're wearing the uniform.
Or not do the work. You got to do the work.
You got to actually go to the job with the uniform on. The beard and not eating shrimp, crab, and lobster and wearing your garment. That's just a part of it. That's like the uniform. Yeah. But you got to go and do the actual job with the job description, man.
Yeah, that's the requirement. That's the responsibilities, man. And you gotta, just like when you're on a job, you gotta waste your gas. You gotta do these different things. That's part of the sacrifice. And see, Jake don't want to partake in this because they don't see instant gratification. They don't see compensation. All right, I'm going to the highways and byways, but I don't see a check that that's cash or something that's getting direct deposit. It's not like that in the faith, man. All these different things is your treasures being laid up in heaven, like it tells you in Matthew. All right. Even though we got to catch hell and we got to go through these different things, That's part of being a faithful servant and sacrifice, bearing your cross. Everybody's cross is not the same weight. Some brothers got to bear more, you know, but each and every individual has to bear whatever cross that's assigned to them. So I said, if you're a help, you got to be a help. If you're a prophet, you got to play the lot of a prophet. You got to stand in your lot. Each and everybody else, if they don't want to do that, then we don't need cheerleaders, you know. We need active men. Scripture speak of, the Lord said, pray for the laborers, man, to enter to the harvest, so that they could actually push out the seed, all right, and actually fish to gather in the hopeful elect.
Yeah,
I got something.
Hey, Kabashka, I know Kabashka been holding here for a minute. Bring what you got.
Romans chapter 12, verse 1. Okay. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High.
Hey, you know what, man? This is beautiful, man.
That's right.
Y'all see these brothers, man, that they got precepts loaded up. They trying to add to the ministry, man.
Comment board on fire too.
You brothers on the comment board. Hey, if the spirit is tugging at you right now, if you're getting cut in the spirit, hey, take heed, man. You know, take heed through the spirit, man, and understand that real soon the Most High gonna shut these camps down. So get in there, man. Just so you can say that I gave my best foot forward, man. You know, these brothers is in here. They got precepts loaded up, driving halfway from across town just to do this work, man. You know, so this is the year of prophecy, man. This is the year of putting that pressure on Esau and the spirit, working, laboring, man. All right. Go ahead, Kabash. I just wanted to put that out there.
Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
Now you have to present your body a living sacrifice, and the campgrounds is the altar. All right, which is where you become the sacrifice. That's why we go out to the same areas once a week. All right, to push out the word. We give our body to this thing, man. All right, so that the Most High can actually use us to push the ministry. But you got to be present. You think you're gonna be prophesying from a computer chat? Nah, you can't. Ain't nobody gonna hear you at the center of your city if you 20 miles out in your living room talking about Shalom. Nah, man, you got to actually get down to the zone. So that the Most High can use you, because you the sacrifice. Go ahead, bro.
Holy, acceptable unto the Most High.
It says holy, all right, meaning separated, and it says acceptable, all right, unto the Most High. Acceptable, man. All right. Meaning what? When you start watching these videos, then you got to turn back to the Lord. Instantly, you're supposed to stop eating pork, stop eating shrimp, stop celebrating. That's like your initiation phase, man. When you first hear the truth, that's when you start cutting certain things off. Cleansing, you know, becoming acceptable. And then when you feel like, all right, I don't do none of that no more, then you go to the camp with a beard on your face, knowing you ain't eating and doing all this madness.
Yeah, looking to take the next step, man. You know, like it says, covet to prophesy. And it's true, you gotta covet covet the best gifts. If you're not a man of the Lord, or if you're a man of the Lord that you feel in your spirit that you are a man of the Lord, and you want to actually, you know, come to camps and build your spirit to become a prophet, you got to take the action of a prophet. All right, what your prophet's job is to prophesy. You know, first he hears the spark of the spirit through faith, and then he makes the action. You know, all the men of the Lord, they took that, just like Peter and the disciples. They were fishing, and Yahushua said, "Come with me, and I'm gonna make you fishers of men." Prior to that, was they prophets? No, there wasn't prophesying, but Yahushua entered them into the ministry, and they became prophets. They got groomed, and they got their faith elevated, and then they pushed out the spirit, which was a heavy spirit, you know, because they had that potential. So if you feel like you have the potential in it, don't hold that gift back. It says, neglect not the gift that's in you. Meaning the gift is in you, but you can't neglect it. All right?
Yeah,
that's right. Precept.
All right, it was some more to that precept.
Yeah. It says, which is your reasonable service.
Right, which is your reasonable service, man. All right? Meaning that is the service of it, man. All right? So don't think you can't hold yourself accountable to this aspect of the truth either, because as you hold yourself accountable to stop celebrating certain certain holidays and stop eating certain foods and stop doing certain things, you got to hold yourself to this part of it too. All right, just because you might feel like, oh well, I grew up shy, so I know I might not be a prophet. Nah, buddy, no. And you brothers that's watching this video, you supposed to be trying to figure out what's the closest camp to you, man. Before the day get here that you can't do it, man. You know? Go ahead, Tobias.
And be not conformed to this world.
That's right. Be not conformed to this world. Meaning what? Make it an appearance, man. All right? Detach yourself from the world and come down to the. Ain't nobody's that busy to where you can't get to a camp, man. But you can get everywhere else in Babylon, but you can't get to a camp. That's some bull crap, man. But you, at the same time, you expecting salvation. It ain't gonna work like that, man. All right. Well, hey, the spirit even had it to where the Most High could heal the sick and the blind so that they could do the work. You know. So don't come with that crap. You got to get to the camps. If you live 20 minutes out or 45 minutes or an hour outside of the Tampa camp, you should be trying to get out there at least once a month, man. If you stay 2-3 hours away from the Los Angeles camp, you should be making it your business to get out there, man. You know, utilizing this grace. You know, that's the point of this thing, man. You some more?
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
And that's how you become transformed. When you're around the brotherhood, your mind state changes. But you will never experience that unless you're around. You got to be around this thing, man. It's the spirit of it. It's not the look of it. You know, Jake get caught into the look of things, man. The Israelites should have this length on his beard. You know, it should be like this in the house. Yeah, you got menorahs all over the house, ram's horns everywhere.
You only need one. You got 10 menorahs.
That's why scripture spoke about that with the Pharisees. They like the broad and the phylacteries. You know?
Yeah.
You don't need all that for salvation. You just need to take the path that the Lord told you to take. And he wrote it in the scriptures. He gave you the blueprint. All right? What do you say? Prophesy, labor. And every man, you know, of course, you got the prophets first, but everybody has their specific labor. And mainly, like I said, the main gift is to prophesy, man. Lord said, unto you, O men, I call. What does he want the men to do? To go and push his word. You can't know all these scriptures. I know about Proverbs, I know about Psalms and Jeremiah. And you ain't supposed to know all of them just to have it in your arsenal.
Or you trying to teach niggas that on the block.
Yeah. Or niggas on your job.
Yo, stop slanging rock. Yo, you know what I'm saying? You an Israelite.
That's that napkin.
That's that napkin, man.
Yeah, that napkin.
Yeah, get your ass to the camp, man.
And that's why even certain places in the city, they're known as like speakers' corners. Yep. Those places are designed for the men of the Lord to speak. You know, just like in the ancient world, you would have the agora. Yep. That's the area of exchange. You would have the merchants, the top people that was looking to make sales on whatever product they had, and they would go to the marketplace and trade merchandise.
That's right.
Bartering. So that's what we do in the spirit. We go out there and we push the truth so that people will buy into this product, which is the spirit of the Lord, and come back into the fold.
Yep. And I say this too, for you brothers that may open camps up within whatever state that you in, make sure you still check in with the brothers that got camps in that state.
That's right.
That's in good with Great Millstone. All right? Because it's an order, man. It's an order to this thing. All right? If you open up a camp, let's say you open up a camp in Nebraska. Yeah, you check in with them brothers that's over, I think they're in Omaha. Or if you open up a camp in California, you check in either with the LA camp or the San Francisco camp, man. You check in with them brothers and let them know that, you know, hey, Shalom, just extending, you know, and push the word, man. Yeah. In fact, go some weeks, go to them brothers' camps and get built up. Be around them brothers, man. The time is close, brothers. You got to take advantage of this stuff, man. Because the Most High is about to shut this thing down through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai. You got to take advantage of every moment that you can. So don't be waiting around for the destruction and tribulation to happen and thinking that you're going to be smooth sailing, man. It's going to be bad out here. You're going to have some works to follow you, man. You're going to have some works to go right alongside of your faith. You know? So get down to these camps, man. You know? Oh, all right, I'm going to let him finish that off. I want to try to get everybody precepts.
That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect and will of the Most High.
That's right. So you may prove that good, perfect, acceptable will, man. The only way you prove it is you have to prove it to the what? To the nations, to the world. By doing what? By going down to the camp and laboring. You know? Becoming a part of the body. You know? This thing it should not be taken lightly, man. This is our livelihood, man. This is our heritage. This is our way out. This is our escape, man. Like the brother said, man. So you got to take advantage of that thing, man, before it's too late. And then you're gonna be wishing that you would have did more. You know, take advantage of this time to show the Lord that you're worthy for salvation. All right. Go ahead, Bart. I'll give you. Right. I know it's a car you got. I'll get your precept next.
All right, Proverbs 10:4. He becometh poor that dealeth with the slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich.
Ooh, see, it says the hand of the diligent maketh rich. All right. So what are we trying to do? We trying to bring in the treasures of the Lord. So if you diligent, you'll bring in some treasures. But if you ain't, man, you ain't gonna bring in nothing. Your chances are slim to none. You know, of bringing in fruit of the Lord, man. You got to actually get out there, man. You think you're gonna pull some fruit because you're trying to teach people in your neighborhood, man?
That ain't a cheap place to conquer.
Man, hey, man, when you look for
cheap place to niggas.
And you know, when you're looking for treasure, you gotta go in some of the toughest parts of the planet Earth, man.
Sometimes caves.
You can't just go. People that look for treasure don't just go in their front yard and start digging, man.
Right. You got to sell to people that's not in your nation.
Right.
You gotta trade. That's how King Solomon became rich.
It's just true.
Meaning what? You got to go out there.
Right.
You got to be out there. When we out there, man, we run across all kind of people, man. The apostles and elders come across all kind of people, man. And like the brother, the point I'm making is to say that the hand of the diligent do what?
All right. But the hand of the diligent makes rich.
See, and what's the riches is the fruit, the treasure of the Lord. So by you giving diligence, and going to the highways and byways, you got a better chance of reeling in another member of the elect. Not just teaching your family, your auntie and her and your cousins and shit.
They ain't getting it. They ain't even getting it.
They can't get it. You gotta go past that.
Now look at how all these different men, how they actually found each other. They was out there, man.
Yep.
Some men actually walked into a prophet. Sometimes a prophet ran into them. But it wasn't just at the house, in-house communicating, so to speak. You didn't have the internet and these different things in this time. So you had more, travels and more footwork that was a part of the work, man.
That's right.
See, nowadays, Jake, 2018, Jake lazy, man.
Easy.
Yep.
You can get on the phone, you can jump on the laptop, throw up some comments and click a quick video before you go to work or when you're riding to work. When it comes down to really putting into action, sacrificing your Saturdays or whatever days throughout the week to actually giving yourself wholly to the Lord, Jake ain't willing to do that, man.
Yep.
And it's true, like the scriptures speak about the foolishness of preaching. You have to be made a fool to be, raised into a king's seat, so to speak. You got to take that low and do what the Lord required you to do. Just like Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is the prime example. Yahweh Shai wasn't at home while the other disciples was in preaching and gathering in the fruit. No, he took the action and went to these different cities and preached the scriptures.
I sat in the temples and taught with you daily.
See?
So he was out there, man.
So it's like you want this same power that made all these sacrifices to come save you. But what is he going to look at to within yourself to find you even worthy for salvation? That's why the Lord said, make your calling of election sure. This is the calling.
Yeah.
This is the calling, man. This ain't just something that you just shrug off your shoulder and be like, oh, I'm gonna let them handle it. I'm gonna just believe and sit behind the scenes, man. No, this is your calling, man. And when somebody call you to something, you gotta actually put forth action towards that calling, man. You gotta, like the brother Barzal said, you gotta take that initiative, man. You know.
I got his last verse.
Go ahead, bro.
He that gathereth in summer is a wise son, but he that sleepeth in harvest is a son that causeth shame.
Hey, that's right, man. See this? Hey, the scriptures say what? The harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. This is the time. This is the time of the harvest, man. Oh, and where brothers is out there work. Hey, you got certain brothers out here that's been working so long that they through the spirit they done brought in 4 or 5 brothers, 6, 7 brothers into this thing, man. You know, through the spirit. That means what? They actually they did a good work by actually finding the fruit of the Lord and reeling them in through the spirit. So the Most High will say what? Man, you turn how many brothers to righteousness, man? Oh man, hey man, get this brother out of this situation. You know, he's worthy enough for Yahweh Shah to get him out of that situation because why? Not only did he have faith, but his works following his faith up, man. Come on. All right. So if you don't want to put no work in, man, that's gonna be a problem in the time of trouble, man. You can't. The expectation of this thing is over, man. That's right. You know, this is not a spectator sport, man. All right, this is a camp of action. There is an action plan that's attached with listening to this truth, man. You got to put forth action toward this thing, man. Hey, man, even if you got certain ailments, certain diseases and sicknesses, man, you still got to come out there, man. You still require, man, because through this thing, these words, you can be healed from that. But you won't be healed if you don't come into it.
You don't have the faith to put towards the action, man.
Yep.
Your belief goes towards you actually pushing towards it, man. If you believe you're going to go to the highways and byways and you're going to support the men of the Lord and add unto the word, you know, make yourself known. You know, that was a glorious thing to even be amongst the prophets, to add to the words of a prophet. You know? But you got these different people, like I said earlier, they're comfortable, man. This truth is about being uncomfortable. Comfort is the enemy, man. We gotta labor and we gotta push against this kingdom for our kingdom to be set up. All right, to spiritually overthrowing it, and we overthrow it through this information and through these vibrations, man. Pushing this word out on the highways and byways. All right,
that's right. Yeah, I got a quick precept, and then I'm gonna get the precept from Zakari. This is real quick. Baruch 4:28. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek Him 10 times more. And that's clear cutting to the point, man. Don't act like you're perfect or you got some kind of leeway that the other brothers don't have, man. All right. No, we all held to the same requirements, to the same standards, you know, of pushing His word, as Paul did, as all of the disciples did, and the rest of the prophets. We the Most High hold us to that same standard, man. You can't just read it and think, oh yeah, well that was just something that the Lord had for Isaiah to do. I'm chilling.
It's 2018.
No, man. The Spirit of the Lord called these men, and what did they do? Actually put forth the effort, man, to make their calling sure. So you got to do the same thing, man. And some men, a lot of the prophets initially didn't you know, they hesitated initially.
Oh yeah.
But eventually they got their gears going, man. And that's what got to happen, man, brother. Some of you brothers out there got to get your gears going, man. We here to push you through the spirit. So go ahead, Zakari.
This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High. His commandments.
That's right. Hey, it says fear the Most High and keep His commandments. And one of the commandments is doing what? Going to the highways and the hedges and compelling them to come back into the marriage. Whosoever was bidden, man. All right. So that's a part of it, man. All right. Fearing the Lord and keeping the commandments. That is the conclusion of the matter. And if you ain't coming down to the camps and you ain't putting your best foot forward, then you don't have that fear up in you, man.
Yeah. And it says fear him for a reason, because he can take that gift away from you like this.
That's right.
Just like he did with King Saul.
That's right, brother. He'll snatch it right away from you, man. You know, and next thing you know, you just bugged out. Now you don't even believe in Yahweh Shai no more, man. You just became an Old Testament Israelite. You know,
Old Testament.
you bugging out now, man. Because you ain't taking advantage of your calling, man. You sitting back and letting brothers go out there and battle the whole world through the Spirit. You sitting back and letting them brothers do that on their own, man, through the Spirit. Nah, man. To you sincere brothers, man, y'all get out there, man. You know, if you've been watching these videos for a number of years and a number of months, all right, and you ready to make that leap through the Spirit, and go down to these camps, man. You got brothers out here that's out here teaching by themselves, man. And you may have a man in that very city, man. You got this man out there by himself.
Yes, just think about how two is better than one. You could be there too to add to that brother being by himself, man. And that's why Scripture say, see, every man seeketh out there his own thing and not the thing of another. When you actually come to the camps and add to the camps, it ain't, you just being added. The camp actually builds, man. It actually grows. The more brothers it is, the stronger units get, The more the merrier, so to speak. Yeah, the more manpower, so to speak. The more men you have that's producing, and the more productive, all right? Because it actually lessens everybody focusing and having to put their energy towards these things. But the more energy, the more that you can actually ration it out to do more, man. And that's how it was with the men of the Lord back in the day. It wasn't just one person doing everything. You had all these different people, individuals being a manifold unit. You got some more?
Yeah, I have some more pieces.
Come on. Bring out one of them. We're going to go around the room.
All right. For this, I'm going to continue. For this is the whole duty of a man. Fear the Most High. For the Most High shall bring every work unto judgment and every secret thing, whether it is to be good or whether it is bad.
Meaning what, man? The Lord is gonna bring judgment on everybody. Everybody's gonna have to be judged according to what they did on the earth. All right, everybody, from Esau all the way down, all the way up to Jacob. All right, everybody's gonna have to take accountable, be held accountable for what they did when they was here on the earth. When you go back to the Lord, all right, you may have certain things that you did back in the world, but what you did in the truth outweighs it. So the Lord looks upon what you did in the truth, and he does what? He disregards what you've done in the flesh. He looks at, did you continue in your work, your labor, all the way up until the point of visitation? And it'll be a yes. And the reward for that will be a crown. Automatic reward for that is a crown, man.
That's right.
All right, 100%. If you remain in the proper labor, all right, teaching the right doctrine and following the correct path, you guarantee the crown, man. The Lord said He's not a man that should lie, man. So if you ain't got your works to follow you up or back you up in the spirit, then you better get it together, man. And if you come down to the camp and you ain't right, the Spirit of the Lord ain't gonna allow you to come in. He's gonna sniff you out. That's because John the Baptist said, bring forth fruit meet for repentance. All right. So this message is to the elect. Members out there that's dragging their feet. Not to you. You just like that nigga that came down to the camp yesterday with the apostles. Yeah. That was a nigga.
God.
He ain't coming in the right spirit. When you come down to these camps, man, you gotta be quiet, man.
You don't know your foot.
You gotta be obedient. I'll just bring this one out.
Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 1:19. If ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good fruit of the land. That's you being willing, that's you actually doing the commandments. Being obedient, you obeying the commandments. Like in 1 Corinthians, everything shall be done in order.
That's right.
And this is verse 20.
And that's doing the work of an evangelist and then the watchman. Because the job of a watchman, when you would see danger, you would go to the public and you would actually, actually initiate the siren or ring the bell, or if certain, times where the dog will bark, so to speak, that's being a watchman. And that's why the Lord calls certain people dumb dogs, because they see the signs, they know what's going on, they know all the prophecies that we're bringing out, and they actually agree with it. We speak about all these world events of Russia and China, and these different people echo these same things that we speaking about on the social media, on Instagram and different things of that nature, but they don't actually take the initiative to go to the highways and byways and push it and blast it on the forefront, man.
Right, tell everybody else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's being disobedient. You got some more?
And that ain't good, man. That ain't good, man. You've been watching these videos going on 2 and 3 years, 4 or 5 years, and you still ain't hitting these camps. That ain't good, man. The Most High gonna deal with you. A lot of you guys, man, you don't get your act together, man.
And I got that this verse right here, this verse 20.
If I could say something too, real quick, because Esau know you. Esau know you watching these videos. You on the list.
Yeah.
So what you think he only gonna come for us? Man, Esau coming for everybody. He got your IP address. He know your location. He see your comments. He monitor your page. All of that, man.
When they say Big Brother sees everything.
Yep. So he know you, man. So you better make sure you got some coverage, some full coverage.
Edge.
Yeah, you better make sure you got a hedge around you, which that hedge is Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Go ahead, Zakari.
Verse 20. But if ye refuse and rebel, ye shall be devoured with the sword.
That's right. It says if you refuse and rebel, meaning what? Refuse the words of the Lord. And Yahweh Shai told us in Matthew the 22nd chapter to go to the highways and the gaps, man, and compel them to come back to the marriage, whosoever was bid into the marriage, man. So if you refuse that and you rebel against that, go ahead.
God. For the mouth of the Lord hath spoken.
It says, ye shall be devoured with the sword. It says, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken it, man. So you gotta really put your best foot forward, man. The Most High is requiring world leaders to step up to the task, man.
To the front lines, man. Not working in the background. If you see, just like we said earlier, if there's 2 or 3 brothers at a camp, and you know that you actually believe, be that 5th or 6th brother. If it's 3 brothers, be the 4th brother. If it's 4 brothers, be the 5th brother. Look to push to be part of that number. Because the scriptures speak about the elect, the 144,000 and the 1/3. And see, the thing is, the Most High gonna have to shake this place, man. That's exactly what it has to be.
A great shake.
Said that people will be willing in that day. And Yahweh Shah already cut it off. He said, I ain't even showing you no signs no more. Back then they followed him because of miracles. He said, the only reason why you follow me because of what I'm actually preparing for you. I'm giving you food, I'm giving you fish and bread, yaya and different things like that.
That's why he said, man shall not live by bread alone. In Matthew the 4th chapter.
And I got a precept. You got
what?
Some more.
That was it.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Then brother got them loaded up, man. Yeah, because see, brothers is passionate about this. Brothers are passionate, man. They trying to get that message out there, man. They getting precepts to add to the ministry, to the word. Some brothers probably got to drive an hour home. It's already 11 o'clock. PM. What is this? Eastern Standard. 11 o'clock, man. Brothers over here got to work early in the morning. Brothers still got them swords open trying to edify, man. And y'all brothers are getting edified, man, through the Spirit. And the only thing you can do is type a comment. Nah, man, how you show your gratitude, man, is coming out and becoming a fellow laborer, man, a fellow yokeman. So that hey, the Most High can utilize the gift in you to further the ministry. Stop playing with the Lord, man. Jake been playing with the Lord for thousands of years, man. Now is the time to stand up for Yahweh Shema Shai and declare his word through thick and thin, man. All right, through the highs and the lows, the ups and the downs, man. through whatever circumstances, man. We got to declare this doctrine, man, and establish it on earth. So get down here and do it, man, because you're gonna have to abide by it one way or another, man. So do it now. Don't wait. You know. Go ahead, Barzal, you got it.
Luke 11:28. But he said, yea, rather blessed are they that hear the word of the Most High and keep it. And when the people were gathered thick together, he began to say, this is an evil generation. They seek a sign, and there shall no sign be given it.
Yeah, see, that's Jake. Yeah. They seeking after a sign, man. They want to see something happen before I turn, man.
Yeah. Something miraculous.
Yeah. Like, come on,
you gotta
man.
affect them personally.
Yeah. Like, come on, bro.
If you are a man of the Lord, you can see the prophecies happening right now.
Yeah. If you monitoring, if you really checking everything out, you can see that the Lord is doing. Look, you see the signs in the air. You see the certain prophecies coming to pass. You know. So what more do you need to see, man?
What about this cold? It's fucking freezing. Hey, 95% of America is frozen down solid, and Jake's still playing, man.
Jake's still out here walking around in vacation shorts, man. You know, this is hey man, you better put your dickies and your work boots on, and your gloves and your vest and your hard hat, and get in here and work. It's time to work, man. It ain't time to relax and chill, man.
Yeah, man. The chip is here. Rumors of wars. And you just gotta come out and do the work.
And the rumors of wars actually transpired to actually direct war, man. You know, all this indirect thing, they're gonna actually crash in America, man. So these different cities, see, these people be comfortable in these goddamn cities and stuff like that. But when martial law and all these things is initiated, that's when the people are gonna look to you know, get the vision of a prophet and see what's going on. You know, right. Follow the seers. But it's gonna be too late at that time, man. That's why the Spirit of the Lord is actually very, very you know, hasty, so to speak, to push this energy out to the people. Because this is a sign of the times, man. They still pushing out, like we speaking about before, net neutrality. You know, years ago we were speaking about CISPA and SOPA and these different you know, internet bills to actually crack down on the internet. They still got these different things in effect. Right? They got the legislations, all these different things already prescribed, and they're gonna shut down certain parts of the internet, man.
And we gotta, you know, push out this energy, because the harder we push out this spirit, the more we tap into the power of it. The harder we push out. If you want to see more things happening, you gotta, hey man, you gotta get out here and help, man. Help further this thing, man. Don't be a commentator, man. You know, somebody that's watching the videos and not actually, you know, furthering this gospel, coming into this thing and being useful for Yahweh Bashim Shai. The more we push this thing out, man, the more stuff gonna happen in the spirit. You know, notice, hey, on Saturdays, man, the Lord got us out there on Saturdays, man. Saturdays we be destroying America when all these camps out there prophesying at one time.
Right, you should want to be a part of that.
We really doing a heavy load of work on Saturdays, man. But you should be out there. You should be out there to contribute to that. Whether you come out there and listen, you still, when you come out and listen and learn, you still contributing to the truth, man. Because you helping the brothers edify you. You see, so you still adding to the ministry.
It's building us up. If you come out there,
it builds up faith. That builds up the morale, man.
Yeah, morale us. Yeah.
Just the energy of, like the scripture speak about, the great cloud of witnesses. That's important, man. To show the individuals that's actually believing and that's really putting their foot forward, you know, for the return of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai sees these things. Are my men are ready? You know, they actually desiring for me to come, so to speak. They praying constantly. They you know, fasting. They actually going to the highways and byways and they rebuking the wicked and they turning the righteousness sake. You know, bringing in the hopeful elect. That's how the fisher. You know, the more fishers, the more fish you actually catch, man. The more people that actually casting that rod out and pushing it out, that's the more fish that actually coming to the pasture, so to speak. And that's what it's all about until we reach the end. Because there's certain people that's not gonna get their shit together, man. They're gonna try to get their shit together at the last minute. It's gonna be too late. You're gonna be destroyed. That's the same ones where the prophecy come to pass, where it says, Lord, Lord. And the Lord said, I never knew thee. You know, get thee away from me.
Yeah,
because the Most High knows the ones that, like say, the ones that He finds so doing, taking action. What you want to say, Al?
I was gonna say, there's no worse feeling than regret. You know, that woulda, coulda, shoulda. You know, 'cause a lot of you guys gonna feel like, damn, I shoulda, shoulda went out while I had time. And, you know, but that guilt is gonna be eating you alive in that day.
Yeah.
You know, because like the brothers always bring out at this point, you know, you don't want to be sitting in the back of a martial law Humvee, saying to yourself, I should have did more. You know, I should have went to camp. Should have, because a lot of you guys, that's gonna happen to you because you didn't take heed of the time that you didn't take advantage of the grace period. You know,
that's right.
I got to say that 1 Corinthians 4 and 10 that that you got to go over.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. Also, I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me."
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, break it down.
But hey, that's what all the brothers really should be doing. Whether you new to the faith or still enduring until the end. I mean, you already seasoned. That what all of us should be doing. Always striving for the best to get up out of here because it's almost time. This is the year of prophecy too as well. You can feel it in the air. Like every news article comes out day by day. Prophecy. It's prophecy. Yeah. I got that first Corinthians.
Yeah, come on, go ahead.
All right. I know Rob was holding the precept too.
Yeah, we'll get Rob right after you.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 10. We are fools for Yahweh's sake. But ye are wise in Yahweh's.
See, so hey, that's another thing, man. You might have a complex about yourself. You don't want to, hey, the Most High don't look at the outward man. He looks at the inward man. He looks at the spirit of a man. Just because you got certain physical insecurities about yourself, or you might not be a public speaker, or you may be shy, or you may be big, or you may be short, or you may, look funny or whatever. Man, the Most High looks at the spirit of it.
He overlooks them.
So hey, man, remember that we fools for Yahweh's sake anyway. So people gonna look at it. It don't matter if you look like one of the top models. Like if you look like Absalom, man, and you come out to the highways and byways and push this word, they gonna look at you like a fool, man. Yep. They gonna look at you like you crazy. Yep. You can be the most beautiful man in the earth, man. They still gonna look at you like you crazy, man. So get out there, man. Don't worry about any physical insecurities that you may have, man. All right, build yourself up, purge out, and come to the camp, man.
And you got certain people that use that as an excuse, but that ain't an excuse. That's not stopping you from getting a job. That's not stopping you from trying to get the chick that you want, or do all these different things to you push your carnal goal. Chase that bag. You ain't talking about I'm too big to chase that bag. Nah, you taking the initiative to get to that point because you know that you have certain goals and you have certain things that you need in life. So it's the same thing in the faith, man. Scriptures speak about how man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the living power. The Lord gives these commandments, and he has brothers that push these things. Like the brother said that Apostle Army had pushed that as a decree, man. And ultimately, Yahweh shall push that as a decree to go to these highways and byways, man, and do the work. Keep going.
Rob,
okay, come. Well, see, this Matthew 7, what Barzal had called was going into. It says Matthew 7:21. Not every one that said unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven.
Man, read that again. That's a cold cut.
Matthew 7:21. Not everyone that said unto me, Lord, Lord,
or Yahweh
shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Right. See? So just because you know the name and you know that you ain't supposed to be eating Skittles because it got pork in it, don't mean you get on the chariot, man. Right. You sit up there, your whole house gluten free. You ain't doing the work.
God.
I ain't getting you nowhere, man. You know, you make your own soap. You got, you know what I'm saying? All that. Burning Frank in the house, everything.
The woman know how to sew garments.
Right. You know the name, you know how to say the Hebrew, but you ain't putting no work in.
Selling how to say the Shema. That don't matter, man.
Yeah, you ain't doing no work. Go ahead,
and it says, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven.
Yeah. So you gotta do the will. All right. You gotta push the will of Yahweh Shai into the earth, man. All right. And that's an actual duty. It's action. All right. It ain't chilling. It's actually putting in work, man. Getting up off your lazy behinds and going down to the camp. All right. Hey, brothers, if you low on gas, brothers will even give you gas money to get back home, man.
Yep.
Just get to the camp.
Yep.
That's why I say even if you give a prophet a cup of water, you know that you get rewarded according to that. Yep. Now, in order to give a prophet a cup of water, don't you got to be down to the camp?
Right.
You see the prophet?
Yep.
That's right, man. So the Most High is, you know, the time of playing is man, the Most High ain't playing, man. And we feel that in the spirit, man. That's why the spirit compelled us to put out that warning. We warning, man. We doing what the Lord told us to do in Ezekiel. And we pray that the Yahweh Shai continue to keep us within the congregation so that we may be able to get salvation.
Yeah, and we're getting the blood off our hands too, like he tells you in Ezekiel. Because at the end of the day, if you don't take heed to the warning, that's your salvation. You can't say that, oh, nobody told me to go down to the camp. We tell y'all where we at. You know, we got these different pages, and you see these different cities, you know, brothers and where they located in New York, where brothers located in Texas, Atlanta. That's why we have these comment sections, man. And it's up to you to take the journey, so to speak.
And it's landmarks too. And brothers be searching out for brothers, man. You know, like Scripture talks about searching for that that pearl, that treasure. You know, and when you find it, you know, like the parable said, he sells all that he had to buy the whole field. Because you want the whole thing. You know, yo, look, you find where the brothers at. You you come down and you present yourself, and you get built up in the spirit through the scriptures.
I got something real quick, man. Isaiah 55:1. Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that have no money, come ye, buy and eat. Yea, come, buy wine and milk without money and without price, man.
It don't even cost money, man. You have all the different people going, you know, in the cheap place of concourse, the poor, you have the rich, you have the sellers, you have the buyers, the traders, all these different people. You don't even have to, you know, make exchanges to hear the word of the Lord. Because we, like Scripture say, freely receive, freely give. We give these things out freely. We're not asking you for money or asking you, you know, to pay. You know, you got to give a certain payments, an entry fee, so to speak.
Breakdowns.
Yeah, for breakdowns. And this is the starter kit. You know, you got to make sure you got to buy our garments.
Passover registration.
Yeah, we got a specific type of you know, texture with our garments. So you got to buy it through us. No, we ain't telling you all that.
Yeah, like you got to have a 350 count, 3 count. I'll finish this real quick. Verse 2 says, wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness.
Yeah, because this is the chief investment, you know. Even investors say, like, don't invest in anything that's going to rust, rot, and decay. That's this world. You got these different individuals that have put all their time and energy into this world and things that's going to be, you know, destroyed. Scripture say the fashion of this world fadeth away. This is the thing that's going to appreciate through time, man. This is the hottest thing on the market right now, the spirit of Yahweh Shai. And that's why we go to the marketplace. Going back to that main thing, it's about the market and pushing out the information so people can really invest. Because when you invest, you're going to see how these different things going to appreciate. And it's mainly going to appreciate during the time of Jacob's trouble.
That's right.
That's why it says that a man shall be more than the price of gold in that day.
That's in the Jacob's trouble. That's when you're going to actually have to put your money to use. What you gain from your labor. That's when you're gonna have to buy your way out of jail like a monopoly.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna have to buy your way out of jail, but you gotta have treasure up in you. That's why the scriptures say what in Isaiah 33, the fear of the Lord is your treasure. So when you storing up the treasure within you by the laborers, all right, when the time of Jacob's trouble, you will have enough faith, or you will have enough spiritual money to give to the Lord to where, all right, you got enough faith to get out of this situation. You got enough faith to eat. You got enough faith to drink. All right, you got enough faith to escape these enemies. You got enough faith to receive salvation, man. But you gotta earn that money, man. You know, you gotta earn that money. And as you come out and labor, you actually earning spiritual money. All right, because you're actually gaining, you're trading. All right, so you're gaining from it, man. All right, so don't wait for the store to close, man. Somebody get John 9:4. You got it tonight.
Yeah, this 2 Corinthians 6:1. This goes hand in hand with the first scripture we found out with the Galatians 2:21.
Yeah.
You know, it says, we then as workers together with him beseech you also that ye receive not the grace of the Most High in vain. Right? So the fact that you working, okay, that's you putting forth, that's you making your grace sure. You know, you're not taking your grace in vain. You know, because we've been given a certain time allotted to get ourselves together because the Lord's getting ready to judge the world, man. You know, so we're not in the time of just bullshitting, you know, playing around, hands in the pockets, kicking the can down the street. You know what I'm saying? Get your hammer and your shovel and let's get to work, man. Okay, because things are happening. Like I said earlier, it's the whole country is frozen over damn 90%. You know what I'm saying? And you know, people dying, and Jake still, well, should I go down to the camp? Is the Lord working? Nah, man, you see the Lord working, man. History is being made, man. Prophecy is coming to pass. What are you doing? So get to work, man. All right? It says, verse 2, and that's it. It says, for he saith, I have heard thee in a time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I succored thee. Behold, now is the accepted time. Because now is the time, like the scripture says, it's high time to awake out of sleep. You know, it says redeeming the time for the days of evil.
That's right.
Okay, we're in a grace period, so we can gather up spiritual, like brother was saying, that spiritual money to store up in our bank account, so the Lord can say, you know what, you traded well. Now I can give you a crown, and here's the kingdom. But if you're not making proper use of that time, then what are you going to receive? You know,
that's slothful service.
Yeah, it says, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. Now is the time to be saved, man. The Lord can't save you if you lollygagging around. You know, if you just click. I mean, you know how many distractions come on the recommended videos, man?
Yeah, you got Gucci Man on the sidebar.
Right. Migos and shit.
Yeah, you got Kendrick Lamar.
Right.
You know, you got twerk compilations.
You got other all camps. You know,
but are free.
But if you go out there on the streets, it's nothing but pure edification, man. Right. Whether a demon come up or not, the brother's gonna have the swords, the scriptures, and the spirit is gonna be out there, okay, pulling down strongholds and building up the tabernacle of David.
Yeah.
But you will never know or receive that or understand it if you're not right there before the altar, having the Spirit of the Lord give you those spiritual blessings, man. Right. So now is the accepted time, man.
Yeah, and things are way different when you watch on camera than when you actually in the midst of it, man.
Yeah.
You know, you can listen to music or like a choir, so to speak, or opera individuals that are playing an instrument. You can listen to them from the internet, but it's totally different than being actually in the audience, being really in the midst. You get a whole nother vibration.
Yeah, going up against the nation of people that actually afflict your people. That's a whole nother spirit. It's one thing to watch it and get amped up. And be like, wow, man, these brothers going hard. And it's another thing to be doing it. It's another thing to strategically go into these scriptures through the spirit and break these people down. All right, that's a whole nother dynamic of it, and that's the Lord requires that from all of these individuals. Even if you have to come into the camp and you just have to read or hold posts or hold signs or hold the camera, you know what I'm saying? You still contributing to the actual ministry of it, man.
That's important.
That's
all important. That's right.
Yeah, you know, like the brother said, really those are very important, man. A brother that's speaking that got somebody to watch his back.
Yeah.
That gives that brother more comfort. Yeah. You know, he more security. You know, to be confident and bold enough to bring out the word because his brother got his back. And you know how edifying it is to be going into a topic and for a brother to have a sign right there that you can break down and even expound on your edification. You know how beautiful it is for a brother to be holding the camera and actually get certain parts of the ministry on footage to help edify.
Yeah, because like a few weeks back when you had these wacky Christians come up, the brothers that was on the cameras, they stepped their game up and they was right there in the midst getting everything on video. And you know how many people that edified all over the globe? You know? Now what if those brothers wasn't taking their position or their job as serious and would have been lacking on the camera? You know, maybe it wouldn't have edified as many people over the world. You know, so it's very important. You know, you got to know when to step the game up. You know, and if you in the, like the brother say, it's different when you in the game. When you in the game, you feel that spirit. You know, Yahweh Shema Shah. It's different than like feeling it by watching. And the Lord put the spirit on videos. You feel it now. Don't get me wrong, but you know, when you're in the midst of that, you know, when that light is shining bright and you feel that heat, you know, that's different.
Hey, that brother, that was the spirit. That brother just spoke in the spirit, man. But that's the actual true saying. All right, go ahead, and then I'm gonna get a couple more precepts. We can wrap it up. Go ahead,
Psalms 133:1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
See, this is a beautiful and pleasant thing, man. Because why? Because every time we do this, we grow in the spirit. All right, we get one step closer to the kingdom of heaven. All right, and we hoping as we put in this lesson out that we activating that spirit inject to get down to the camp. The sincere brothers, we hoping, man. You know, we hoping that we actually shaking you up in the spirit and you getting that fire up under your behind to get to your local camp, wherever you may be. And find out, you know, what's the closest camp to you, and go down there and humbly listen and present yourself before the Lord, man. You know, like this, the brothers. It said it's a pleasant thing for brothers to dwell together in unity, man. All right, you know how it's hard to walk this truth by yourself. You know, the brothers when you're around brothers, man, it lighten up the load, man.
And just like even with Yahweh Shai with his ministry, a lot of people through their faith and in Yahweh Shai built Yahweh Shai's faith. You know, he marveled at some people their belief and how they actually interacted and how far they actually traveled just to see the spirit of the Lord. You know, to just be part of that ministry that built Yahweh Shai up all the way to the point of him being crucified. All the things that he went through, seeing that the interaction of the people and the love that people gave him, the faith that people had in him, he knew that his purpose was very, very important. So it's important to do these different things, you know, actually, putting your portion up for the ministry. Look at Joseph of Arimathea. If Joseph of Arimathea wasn't in that position, that would have been a chunk out of the Bible that would have, never happened, so to speak. But that prophecy or that individual, through the spirit of the Lord, he actually did his job that was allotted to him, and that was a very, very important person that's spoken about from everybody, so to speak. You know, a lot of you got thousands, if not, well, of course, millions that know about Joseph of Arimathea. Now, was he a minor person in the character? Of course. Was he a prophet? No. Did he actually preach with the disciples? No. But the action that he actually did was very, very important in the scriptures. You know? Then you had certain women, that actually, supported their men in the scriptures, and they did certain things. Scriptures speak about the elect lady.
Yep.
Then it speaks about certain people that had certain occupations, whether they actually brought Paul inside of their house.
Yep. And those houses would be blessed.
Oh yeah.
The Most High will bless those houses, man. All right, but who's just reading? Go ahead.
Verse 2. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard that went down to the skirts of his garments.
Now that's a comparison to what? The precious ointment is what? The anointing oil. Meaning what? Being around the brothers, that's your spiritual anointing. You get inclined more to the spirit when you're around it. That's anointed, man. Right now, in this room, we being anointed in the spirit, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I said it's more fine than the precious oil that dripped down even to Aaron's beard. Because being around the brothers is more precious than anointed, man. Because you being anointed in the spirit, you being anointed by everybody that add to the spirit, man. You know, they add none to your spirit. That's why it's important and it's very pivotal for you to be around this, man. And then after a while, it becomes addictive. You become an addict. You know, if you go a full day without being around a brother, you feel like, and what about the video? Yeah, like, oh man, I got what am I doing tomorrow, man? You know, because you get addicted to the spirit, you get addicted to this thing, man. You know, you start feeling like, oh, what y'all doing? Anybody down for a stream? You know, yeah, man. Go ahead, you died. That was it, right?
That was it.
All right, get that Hebrews 10:25, and then we'll get
I got something real quick. This John 10 and 20 and 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
And I tell you what, if you're a sincere brother, you getting cut right now if you ain't doing the right thing. You know, and that's good, man. Don't run from getting cut. Don't let your pride get in the way, man. Receive that you know you ain't doing the right thing and make it right, man.
Yeah, make it right by taking action, man. Come into the always and always. You know, that's like I said, the chief place of concord. Be on the battlefield.
That's right, bro.
You know, war just like we is against this king, casting down those strongholds. You don't want to watch as a commentator while the men of the Lord is actually taking down evil. You got a voice. You just gotta build up the courage to use the voice. You know.
Yeah, man. You know, enough is enough, man. You know, if you don't take heed to this message, man, the Most High he'll bring judgment on you, man. You know, he'll bring judgment on you because he pushing it out there, man. You know, go ahead, Gamal.
And I give unto them eternal life.
Yeah, they say I give unto you eternal life. You know, so that's what we should be seeking. We ain't seeking no careers, man. Yeah, we have jobs, we have responsibilities, and we handle those to the best of our ability. But we understand that sooner or later, man, we ain't gonna have none of that, man. This is what we're gonna have to rely on, man. So what are we doing? We working in this company, man. You know, we working in this company trying to get some you know, invest in this stock that's appreciating every single minute, man. Every second the value of this truth goes up because we get closer to the day of wrath.
Yeah.
So when the day of wrath come, man, you're gonna want to have that investment, man. And if you just a comment board, a keyboard behind a computer screen, Israelite, here it is, you watching videos, brothers out there in 10 degrees, but you at the house eating drinking hot chocolate.
Yes.
Come on, man. Come on, man. That ain't right, man.
You better than max your potential out.
That's right, like the brother said, max your potential out. And I'll be honest, you know, when I did that myself. You know, watched the videos for a couple of years, you know, and I started feeling guilty in the spirit. I mean, I got to get to the camp, man. What am I doing, man? Eventually, you got to make that jump, man. You know, you got to make that jump.
Leap of faith.
That's right. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand.
That's right. And I'll tell you this too. You will never know your potential until you tap into it.
Yeah.
You know, all of us brothers in here, man. You know, as we continue to walk this walk of faith, we're starting to see that the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is actually working with us. And he's increasing our spirit, and and we really becoming new creatures, new spirits.
Yeah, and a lot of times these different guys, they don't know how to tap into their potential because they don't tap into the brotherhood, man. That's why the scriptures speak about gain coming by trade, and the brother may have a gift to actually help you actually expose your gift. And if you're not taking the initiative and taking the partaking in the ministry and actually coming to the highways and byways and different things like that, you'll never know. You'll just be an individual that's just seeing from the background. You're not actually interacting with men and actually knowing and picking brothers' brain and letting brothers pick your brain and mold you in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. That's how you know if you're actually truly gold or you're fool's gold. Yeah. When you go through the fermentary, so to speak, get fermented and let that heat actually burn you, sizzle you, and actually see if you actually can endure all tribulations and trials. That's but right. Jake be running from trials. That's the thing about it, man.
But see, the thing is,
embrace it. When you embrace it, that's how you become stronger. And then when the time of Jacob's trouble and all these different things actually take place, your spirit will already be pre-hardened.
Yep.
All right, battle hardened from all the things that you already went through leading up to the time of Jacob's trouble. This is the time. All right, these are the pre-exams. Going to the highways and byways, pushing with brothers.
Pop quizzes. Yeah. Then when you out at camp, certain things come out the blue. Pop quizzes, man.
Yep.
Like a quick pop quiz test to see if you on your shit.
Yeah.
But if you ain't out on the battlefield getting tested, getting proven, man, the Most High ain't dealing with that, man. Nobody is special. Nobody is man, the Most High holding everybody to that same requirement, man. Look at Apostle Tahar, man. If anybody should be relaxing, with Apostle Tahar, he gonna push this thing to the end. But Apostle Tahar been going out for 30 years. You don't see him showing no signs of slowing down, man. So what more, brother, that ain't actually got out there, man? You gotta get some fire up under your ass, man. Stop playing, man. Stop, always dropping comments on everybody's video. Like I say it again. We appreciate when brothers are edified, and we appreciate the comments, but it's more than that, man. Go ahead, Lamar.
And if you just push the comments, of course, a lot of times brothers that's actually on the comment line, they actually do the work.
Yeah, but
you can't just put in comments and you're not doing the work.
Right.
Here it is, you pulling out 3-4 scriptures, before anybody else could post. You already done posted about 5 of them up, but you ain't even going to the highways and byways to push the gift.
You ain't doing no video.
Yeah.
He ain't doing nothing. He just coming.
Yeah, just that ain't right, man. That ain't right. Get that Hebrews 20-25 Zakari about your shop.
This is Hebrews 10:25. Not forsaking the assembly.
Read up a little bit, brother.
For not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together.
Go ahead.
As the manner of some is.
Right. So going to the highways and byways, you ain't going down there. You forsaking the assemblies. All right. When brothers is doing live streams, you never present. You forsake the assembly. That's just facts.
Yeah.
You forsake the assembly. You're gonna wish that you had it. You're gonna wish that you utilized the assembly. All right. Because we grow tremendously when we're around each other, man. In the spirit. We grow tremendously, man. All right. It says, as the matter of some is, go ahead.
But exhorting one another. And so much the more as ye see the day approaching.
And you see what it says? It says exhorting one another. The word to exhort means to admonish or strongly advise or encourage. So that's what we're doing. As you see the day approaching, we see that the evil day is coming, man. We see that the day of the Lord is coming, man. The day of visitation, the time of Jacob's trouble, we see it's coming. And as we see it coming, we're exhorting you, brothers, to get to the assembly, man. Get to the altars. Come present yourself before the Lord and be a good sacrifice too, man.
Come to the wedding.
Don't come with that bullshit, that bitch ass shit either, man. That's gonna get you cash right back out.
That's why in Isaiah 1, when I brought out earlier, it says be willing and be obedient. You got to be willing to listen. Be willing to do the work. Be obedient to the man of the Lord.
That's right. And that's common sense, man. We all understand that we ain't competing with one another. We helping to further this doctrine. So we respect brothers' positions and brother spirits, you know, and we get on each other when we have to get on each other. All right. But you can't be scared of none of that, man. You got to come and be a fellow laborer, man, a yokeman, man. You see the day approaching. You see Esau setting this thing up. You supposed to be your butt's supposed to be running to these camps, man. If you had to.
Yeah, and this is really the time when we rebuilding the spiritual temple. You know, when our temple got destroyed and we had access to rebuild the temple, you had the Israelites that was excited, man. You know, to actually partake in the temple. And you had lazy ass Israelites too that didn't really care about the temple being rebuilt, man. That's why the Most High is going to kill a lot of Jakes, man, because a lot of Jakes don't really care about us actually being in rulership, the tabernacles of David being raised up.
Yeah.
Those were the guys back then that scoffed at the house of David.
Yeah.
But you got certain men that still is a part of the house of David. They just haven't fully entered into that to the house. But that's why we actually pushing this message and we broadcasting it to the media and to the masses of the people to tell you to come to these highways and byways. The brother just read Isaiah 55, where it says the ones that hunger and thirst come to the waters. These are the waters, the scriptures. All right, and each and every one of us, we represent the watchmen, the individuals that's pushing out the word.
We like the water hose.
Yeah, we the water hose.
And that water goes back to what Proverbs chapter 5, verse 15, drink out of our own systems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, meaning
the water of life.
Yeah, but then Jacob go to school and drink out some filthy water. Say, drink out your own system, man. Come to your brethren and get the water, man. You know, you go, talking about I got to finish college. Man, if college getting in the way of you coming down to the camp, man, you better quit that shit, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
You're right.
But shit, man, some fucking college degree gonna get you on no charity, man. If you in school and that shit is you know what I'm saying? You can't come out on Saturdays because you in school, man. You better either take up another major or just fucking leave that shit, man.
Yeah, the Lord told certain men to sell their lands, man. Yep. No, we just read about Ananias and Sapphira. They had to give everything up to be a part of the ministry. Fuck school, man. Yeah, man.
Man, hey, the Lord said, he that hate not his own life cannot be a disciple of mine, man. You gotta be willing to forsake certain things that's in the way, man. You know what I'm saying? If it's gonna get in the way of his ministry. You know?
Just for like an example, we was coming right out of high school, and they was telling me, go to college. I said, fuck college. I'm going out here on the highways and byways.
That's a prime example, man.
Yeah.
This brother had an opportunity to go play college football, and he turned it down to come out to push this word. And there's a lot of brothers out here could have been millionaires, man. Brothers could have been musicians, actors, artists, professional athletes. But brothers forsook all of that to come and push this word. So who the hell are you? Because you a truck driver for Yellow. I got something real quick. You driving trucks for American Express.
Yes,
I ain't get on out there. I got my career. I believe y'all brothers, man, and I support y'all brothers. Y'all brothers edify the hell out of me. But you talking about a truck driving job, man.
If I can say real quick, Rob, that's a real selfish mentality too.
It is.
That's a mentality that's pushed heavy in Babylon, man.
Yeah.
Like just like scripture speaking about Yahweh Shai saying loving your brother or loving your neighbor as yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real selfish mentality to sit here and soak up, pretty much the dishes that the men of the Lord are serving, man. You just eating it, but you're not even learning yourself how to prepare it and how to dish it out. And let the next man enjoy, of that feast, man.
I'm trying to add to that too, because like your man Malak, he came down, had to bring him up.
Yeah, bring him up.
The man came out of camp and then really he wasn't that much attentive to or more attentive to it. Like,
you're right.
Better word.
Yeah,
because he ain't doing no videos. Yeah, he wasn't inclined to what brothers was saying. He just wanted to make his point about the whole Yarden situation.
Hey, this guy Vocab Malone on the comment board talking about. So we telling people, are you guys know vocab? What I said was if college is getting in the way of you serving the Lord, then you need to leave college. That's what I said. Man. See, Jake, you know
they like
the words, man.
Yeah. And that show you them demons like that, they always be in the background and they wait for the littlest thing.
Yeah, because like college education is the end all be. There's people out here with college degrees, vocab alone that's poor, man.
Well, what about what the Lord told the rich man to give all these things up?
So you would be
one of those individuals say, so did you just tell this man to sell his land?
Right.
You know how long it took him to it? It took his father died for that land. You know?
Right.
Do you know how much that land is actually worth?
And vocab, just shut up.
I'm gonna say this, man.
You don't know the scriptures, vocab.
I'm gonna say this too. I went to college, man. I ain't learned shit, man.
I did too.
I didn't finish because I wasn't learning shit.
Right.
And these scriptures, basically, you know, and the knowledge and wisdom that I've acquired, you know, through the Spirit, is way more valuable than anything I ever learned in damn college system of fools, man.
Right.
So vocab, you shut the hell up.
And
It's supposed to be putting the whole lot of shot first.
Yeah,
and sacrifice.
It's like, and you got brothers that's educated, man. You got brothers with degrees, man, and went to school, man. We speak from experience, man. And we focus on salvation, bro.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, like the Lord said, anything that afflicts you or conflicts this ministry, they gotta be cast away. This is the primary goal, man. Salvation. Just like the disciples, they said we have forsaken all. Now did Yahushua tell them to forsake all? Yes, he did. To obtain the kingdom of heaven. So this guy clearly doesn't understand the scriptures and what you have to sacrifice in order to obtain the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah, this the brother Abba and I can't. You about to say a couple words.
Yeah. Go ahead, you good.
Hey, can they hear me? Y'all can hear me, y'all?
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to call in real quick because you got vocab Malone, vocab in the comment section talking about going to college, man. What the brothers are saying is on point in the spirit, man. This place is finna be destroyed. What the hell is this guy talking about? It just go to show you these Christians, they don't know what the hell is going on. What the hell is a man going? What the hell is a Negro man going to college 10 years ago didn't benefit him? What the hell is it going to benefit him in 2018 when there's a pending the dollar is about to collapse, unemployment is whether they say it's at a low, we know it ain't no jobs out here. Everything's drying up, man. The scriptures tell you in Isaiah 24:10 that the city of confusion is broken down, man. So what the hell is this guy talking about, man? To show you these Christians, they're stupid as all hell.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So, you know, I just want to throw that out there because you got this clown in the comment section talking about going to college because the brother said, to hell with college, man. To hell with college, man.
Yeah.
All right? The scriptures speak about receiving you your daily bread every day, man. We're pilgrims in this place. We're not trying to establish an empire in this place. All right? Show you these people, they don't know what the hell is going on, man. This place this tells you Babylon the Great. Alas, Babylon the Great, that great city is broken down, man. It's going to be destroyed.
Yeah, vote ultimately. Yeah, hey, you're right. You want to say some more words? Or that's all you have?
No. I just want to throw that out there. I just see what's going on in the comment section. So with that, I'm going to say,
I got some quick quote real quick. This from Theodore Roosevelt. He said, "A thorough knowledge of the Bible is worth more than a college education."
Hey, that's from who?
That's from Theodore Roosevelt.
And probably a president that you highly revere and hold to a high esteem said that knowing that the Bible is heavier than a college degree, because if you don't vocab, you don't know anything. Right. All right. The scriptures say, hey, somebody get 1 Corinthians 3:19.
So should we listen to vocab Malone or the Bible? Theodore Roosevelt. So you answer that. Should we listen to you or Theodore Roosevelt?
Your president, right? He got more credibility than you. Yeah. Bring out that. Bring it out right now.
All right, this is 1 Corinthians 3:19. The wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High.
Hey, the scriptures. Oh, you go ahead. Yeah, my bad. The scripture says the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. Hey, back in ancient Greek, you had certain schools, certain philosophers that people would go to receive some form of wisdom. All right, that wisdom of that time, and the same thing was in Rome. You had the oracles. All right, so the same things that happened back then with that wisdom that they had, that'd be the same. You would be in these Greek institutes back in Greece, man. You wouldn't be pushing this word. You would be embedded into the Greek society. All right, because you don't understand this word, man. You know, you don't understand this word. You don't understand the power behind this word. All right, what does it tell you in what is that? Luke 14 and 26. They say a man's supposed to hate his family and his own life. If you don't do those things, you can't be a disciple. What does that mean then? That mean that you wouldn't forsake your family for this ministry. Then you ain't worthy enough to be a disciple.
That's right.
Hey, the Most High gonna deal with you, man.
That's right.
You always trying to find things to say to discredit what we're saying, because you know we got the truth, man.
He made a comment. He said, "You don't focus on salvation. You focus on bragging about being a slave master." We haven't even brought that up this whole live stream. This whole live stream has been about admonishing brothers to come out to the camp. So what the hell are you talking about, man?
The whole live stream been about us telling brothers to come teach the word so that they can get salvation.
Right.
But you saying we don't focus on salvation, that go to show you a liar and you of your father the devil, man.
That's right.
You know, that's what that shows, because you just came on the comment board making all kind of false allegations, man.
Yeah, for the smear campaign. Yep. You actually bearing false witness, because we didn't say anything about that. Just like the brother said, we actually pushing out salvation and doing the words of Yahweh Shah, doing what the Lord told you to do. Where's in the scriptures where Yahweh Shah told men to go to college? Right. You know, make it in Rome. Right. Just like I said, Peter said that we have forsaken all. All right, they had to leave their cities and different things like that and actually attend to the affairs of Yahweh Shah, to spiritual treasures, man. The Lord said, don't worry about these physical things. All these things will be added on to you. Now, of course, different people are going to be in occupations. We ain't telling nobody to quit their job and different things like that. But anything that conflicts with your role in the spirit, you know that you have to make those sacrifices. And how great of a sacrifice is that's what it takes. If it takes that to push the truth, then that's just what it is, man. And you had this individual talking about, well, what about Daniel? Yeah. What about Daniel in the times of
they ain't go to college, nigga.
First off,
and what are you talking about?
Yeah, the two disciples.
Yeah, and he wasn't up there kicking it, man. He was actually pushing the heavy ministry.
God, yeah, go ahead.
Just to expound on the brother's point, he brought out vocab. He brought out Daniel, and he said he was a well-learned man. Well, all that knowledge and understanding, it still got him cast in the lion's den. So what are you talking about? We're talking about the same thing. You go to college or whatnot, it's not going to get you on a chariot, like the brother said.
It's not going to get you salvation. It's not going to get you salvation. Is that a lie? If you have a college degree, will that get you salvation by the Lord? Yes or no? And if it's no, then you have proven yourself to be a liar and a slanderer. All right? Because our only thing we said was that if you in school or you in college and it's getting in the way of you serving the Lord, you better sacrifice that. Right. That's what we said, man. So if you try to manipulate or say that we said anything else, you just bearing false witness and you proving. And you know what? We gonna switch gears off of you, all right? And we gonna get back to edifying the brotherhood. That's right. You know, because what he doing is Satan, and Satan trying to stop us from compelling these brothers to come to the marriage, man. That's why he had to jump in.
He had to be a part of it, just like the soul, the parable of the soul of the seed.
Yep.
Satan came and poured.
Yeah, somebody give me Isaiah 55:6. Vocab Malone, you've been delete them off the comment board. You shouldn't be obliterated.
Just like that. Bye.
All right, man.
I'll let you know. I got precepts real quick. All right, this
Isaiah 55:6.
Yeah, I'm reading this real quick.
Okay,
yeah, this Luke 14:22. And the servant said, Lord, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. So you got certain brothers, that came into this truth, you know, for the apostles on down, and they started to teach this word. But at the same time, there's still room for more to come in. So the Lord has us out here pushing these live streams, pushing these videos out, letting brothers know that it's time to come into the man, what is going on in the highways and byways, which is the most important and major part of this thing, you know, when you continue to edify, all right, by doing your videos and following the orders, following the commandments, because there's room to bring in the elect, and that's what this is about.
That's right.
All right, I'm gonna read this last verse. It says, "And the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in."
We ain't talking about going to the corners and screaming at people. What did the Lord say? Go
Right.
to the highways and byways and compel them to come in.
Right.
When it said, cry aloud, spare not. Because yelling, that's how Yahweh Shah spoke. We say he spoke as one that had authority, not as the scribes. You trying to come against us, but you're not coming against us. We just going off of the formula of the scriptures. You hate Yahweh Shah, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Right, and that word compel means to threaten, man. So when we go out there and we come out harshly or we say certain things, hey, that's compelling the elect to come in.
Do not
that's
the
what
scripture say?
That's what we're doing now.
Hey, do not the scripture say we persuade men by the fear of the Lord?
That's right, man.
Yeah.
It says, it talks about plucking them out of the fire because we hate the garment spotted by the flesh. But see, these idiots on the come. See, vocab, he's been, splatted. You know, he's not a coming boy no more. But the point is this: he's unlearned, man.
He's vocab alone been squashed so much in the spirit. He's just trying to dial up some controversy.
Right, man.
Yeah, that's all that was.
You know what I'm saying, man? Ain't nobody about to give you the time of day, man. You know good and well what we were saying, man.
Right.
Slanderers, man. You prove yourself over. We ain't mentioned your name. We ain't said nothing about putting nobody into slavery. Only this lesson was strictly about telling brothers to get up off their hind parts and come serve the Lord, man. And you want to try to throw just nitpick and throw off the ministry, man. And Most High gonna deal with you real soon, man.
You know, like why slavery pumping in your head, man? You sound a little.
Yeah, it's a little scared.
You wasn't even thinking about that. Why you
He must have had a dream. He must have had a dream last night that a big black man had slapped some chains on him.
Watch that.
Get that Isaiah 55.
It's Isaiah 55:6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near.
See, hey, the scripture says, "Seek ye the Lord while he is found," brothers. And we gonna get ready to shut it off in a minute, but we just wanted to convey that message and let you brothers know that, hey man, seek the Lord, man, while he may be found, man. His name is Yahweh Bashim Shah. His prophets and the servants that he's dealing with is starting with Great Millstone with the apostles and elders up in New York. All right, and we have churches everywhere. All right, so whatever city you in, whatever country you in, all right, take some time out to figure out, how you gonna get there and get there, man. All right, seek the Lord while he may be found, man. The Lord is found in his churches, man, and in his bodies that he got set up with Great Millstone. And if you don't want to do it, don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's on you, man. See, they're trying to act like we recruiting people, man.
Right.
And when you telling people that, hey man, if we insignificant and we said nobody cares what we saying, why are you on the comment board saying you're telling people not to go to college?
Right.
It shouldn't matter to you because we ain't reaching nobody anyway, right?
To you, we lost.
Yeah. We don't care. We don't care who don't come down to the camp. We just compelling them to come back to the marriage, man. That's right. Something that you ain't doing.
To their power.
That's right. Anybody had another precept or about it? Yeah, so hey, hopefully, you brothers got shook up in the spirit and send some prayers up, ask the Most High to give you that fire, and come out and to this service, to this thing, and put some work in, man. So with that, we're gonna close out by giving our praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash.
Double honors once again to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. Peace and safety to the elect men, women, and children. Shalom.
Shalom.